Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode. We've made it to finals day here at Lake Piediluco. Unfortunately, my performances yesterday meant that I won't be competing in the finals today. So that means that we're going to get the Lamborghini, name yet to be determined, off the rack, off its prime position over there, de-rig, and then put it onto the roof of the Yambulance for the next stage of the Euro trip journey. Oh yeah! And we're needing to fuel up because remember, fuel is fuel and the Yambulance needs some this morning. Now, as you can tell, we're on a little bit of a drive this morning. We've left Piediluco where we raced over the weekend. An absolutely amazing opportunity. Now it's time to head out of Italy, and the first country that we're going to end up in is Slovenia. So let me know in the comments below where you think I'm going to end up at the end of this drive, and let me know why you think I'm going there. It'll be really interesting to see what you guys come up with, and maybe if it's not what I'm going to be doing, it could provide for interesting opportunities perhaps on the way back or on another adventure at another time. But for now, just going to keep driving. Got a lovely day for it, nice and clear, not too hot, so not too uncomfortable. So let's get through Italy and into Slovenia. We have made it to Croatia. So we've went all the way through Slovenia, through Italy before that, and I'm curious to know how many of you put Croatia down in the comments below. But is this my final destination? Again, if you haven't already, this will probably be the last chance, as I'll probably not film the rest of the journey, as you probably had enough of the drive. It's just motorways mostly. But last chance to put down in the comments below where you think I'm going to end up today and why you think I'm going to end up there. So now, continue the drive. Welcome to Lake Yaran. Not 100% sure how to pronounce that, but look at the conditions we have here. So this is where I will be for a few days at least. Interested to see if any of you guessed, Yam's pulling me away. Interested to see if any of you guessed that in the comments below, but also interested to know if you know why specifically here. There's plenty of places like Lake Bled in Slovenia, and between Piediluco and here, there's loads of different places as well. But hopefully in an hour or so it'll make sense why here specifically. Really excited to let you guys know. We're going to be training, or at least be around and chatting to the Sinkovic brothers this week here in Croatia, here in Zagreb. It's going to be a really interesting one, just being able to pick their brains hopefully about training, about life maybe. I don't know if we'll get that deep, but the conditions are absolutely fantastic still. So we're going to get the Lamborghini, name yet to be determined, off the roof of the Yambulance, and then we're going to get out there on the water. Lamborghini, name yet to be determined, is all ready to go to get on this water. So let's go do it. What a corker of an afternoon, Yam Squad. The Lamborghini, name yet to be determined, is now in its temporary home in the boat bays behind me, which are just off the pontoons, which is just right here, so only a little bit away. But let me tell you about the afternoon. So just before we got on the water, met the Sinkovich brothers, and what a pair of amazing lads. They've set me up here, let me be able to put the boat in the boat bays, let me get the Yambulance just here, spoke to the coaches, let some people know I'm coming, which is absolutely fantastic, really appreciated, guys. And then got onto the water here, and what a difference versus the bumpy water on Lake Piediluco. And here the water is a bit shallower and it's a bit warmer. I'm not sure if you'll be able to actually see if the water is actually shallow. I can see the bottom, not sure if you can. But shallower water, warmer water equals faster splits. So it's always fun to head out there and you're doing the same effort as you usually do. You look down at the speedometer and you're thinking, oh, I'm going really fast today. So you have to like adapt how you're thinking a little bit rather than seeing the splits you're used to seeing, you're changing the splits. But like I said, it's always fun seeing faster splits. Then we got off the water and met some guys that I'll be training with throughout this week, as well as the Sinkovich brothers. We've got, since obviously they'll be in the double for their training program, we've got Evan from, actually he raced at Washington University. I'll be training, so sparring, side by side, battle paddling with him in the single. And like I've said in previous episodes, it's always fun to head out there with someone else rather than doing it all by yourself. Like I mentioned, he went to the University of Washington, and actually it turns out that we would have been in the same race at the same time back in when I was at university in America at Northeastern University. So rowing is a very small world, and it's really fun to talk to all the guys. A lot of the younger kids here are asking about going to American universities or rowing elsewhere, or even just asking about the videos. It's awesome to hear people that are really excited about rowing and are sort of like-minded as well. So I'm really excited for the next sort of week or so of training with some different people, getting different perspectives, and hopefully I can share them with you as well, Yam Squad. For now though, time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel after a session, even if it was just super fast and super enjoyable. And then we rest so that we can get some good training sessions with our new sparring partners. So let's get to it. Day two out here in Zagreb. Lovely, lovely morning this morning. Flat water, blue skies, and an opportunity to get out there on said water and have some fun in the Lamborghini, name yet to be determined. So let's get to it.
Start to roll. He knows my heart rate from the speed.
And we've made it off the water, and that session was an eye-opener, I would say, I would call it. I got absolutely adored on the pieces and on the paddling. Just all in all, it was just, I went out there, it was about a 20k session, and I'm used to going out for a 20k, relatively low intensity, and just consistently going round at that low intensity. That session, we had the opportunity to use towels, so it adds extra resistance if you ever use bungees or you've used buckets attached to the boat. It slows the boat down, so basically makes each stroke harder and makes it more of a strength focus rather than an endurance focus. Obviously still in the endurance side as well, you're rowing around, you're doing cardio. But in between having the towels on, the intensity is just bumped up to another level. And not only that, the intensity is higher, but the speeds are higher still, if that makes sense. So if I was normally doing that intensity, I would be going X speed, but the guys here are going X plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 speed, if that makes sense. So, like I said, a big eye-opener for the speeds that I have to be seeing, and it'll be interesting to see how we get on over the next few days, maybe even week or so, if I can adapt a little bit, because this training style is much different to what I'm used to, but I have trained in this sort of way before, and I did well in it. But I'm here to absorb and learn and have some fun, so if I can get out there and just train with some guys and do something a little bit different, because remember, variation is one of the keys to motivation. So even if I just do this for a week or a few days and then think that was good or bad, that is a learning experience for me, and I can add it to my program going forward into the future. Or maybe I just copy the program that they're doing because I think it works really well. We'll see. I'll let you know, Yam Squad. But now we've got a barbecue to have post-session to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. So let's get to it. And we have now completed the fueling up. We've made it back to the Yambulance to chill out. And it's one of the other things about training here with the Sinkovich brothers and the Croatian guys here. They have big old breaks between sessions and do less sessions overall through the entire week. So, again, a little bit of a different approach, a little bit of a different program than I'm used to. And again, I'm here to learn, I'm here to absorb and to see what works, what doesn't work, and speak to the coaches, speak to the athletes, and see what they think of the training they're doing, and seeing if I can apply or not apply to what I can do to make myself faster. But it gives me a lovely opportunity to get some rest after getting absolutely whipped this morning in the session. And then we go ahead to do some weights later on this afternoon. So I'm really looking forward, this time with the weights. I'll be doing my own sort of stuff in the weights room, but it will be good to go and do the weights with some other people, because as always, training with other people around you makes everything that little bit easier, that little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining. So we'll see you in the gym. And we're on the way to the gym now. We're with Valent Sinkovich now, going to do some bodybuilding, or maybe just some normal weights. Are you excited?
Let's see who is stronger.
Oh, who do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Valent or myself, or maybe Martin. Do you think, well, Martin or yourself?
Never know.
Let us know in the comments below. Now let's get to the gym. And we've finished off the gym session. We had the lads in doing some lovely weights. How did you enjoy the session there?
Oh, it was quite good.
Was that it?
Yeah, for you. How was for you?
I thought it was okay. I felt like who was
You're a little
strong?
bit skinny and
And
not
there it
so
is.
strong.
I need to work on the small biceps. But we've got a little bit of biceps, a little bit of triceps in, and now it's time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. And we'll see you tomorrow for another training session. And we've fueled up, we've made it off the water, and the session this morning was some 1500s, some higher intensity pieces rather than getting the towel out and going flat out for less strokes. So a lot more strokes at higher intensity today in those 1500s, and was much better than yesterday. Yesterday was almost like I said, an eye-opener, a shock to the system. I'm not sure if that's just because of the difference in training approaches, or maybe just the drive, or maybe coming off of racing, or whatever it was. Today felt much better. Still got beat significantly on the pieces, but it's really, really good to get out there. And when I played basketball, so I'm going off a little bit of a tangent, but when I played basketball, it was really easy to improve when you were playing against people that were much better than you. And I feel like it's almost like a similar thing today. It's like, well, Ivan is faster than me, and it's really easy to push yourself when you have almost a carrot to chase. And as well, the difference in training approaches as well is just a little bit of variation, because remember, variation is one of the keys to motivation too. So I'm feeling really amped up, really pumped, really excited for training just now. And as well, not only the sessions are different, probably a much more higher intensity overall, but the times in between sessions are a lot longer. So it almost feels like, yes, you're hitting those sessions really, really hard, but the times in between sessions mean that you can almost hit every single session hard, rather than sometimes you can get into a pattern, if you will, of trying to go, okay, I'll do first session early, and then I have a little bit of a break, and then I do second session, and then I've got something to do in the afternoon, so I'll do the next session. Whereas here, especially with the Sinkovich brothers, they are full-time. Rowing is their one thing, and so that it's easy to take the opportunity to go out and do a session in the morning and one or two sessions later on in the day, and have massive gaps in between, so you are easily refreshed and easily recovered, rather than trying your best to recover in a shorter period of time. And so it's just another difference, and it's really cool to be part of it, and again, learning, absorbing, seeing what works for me, what doesn't work, and what I can take into my training going forward. So now it is time for one of those bigger breaks in between the sessions. So I'm just going to relax, edit some videos, watch some Netflix, eat some food, because remember, even if you're sitting doing nothing and resting, relaxing, you still have to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel, and getting yourself ready for the next session, especially when they're higher intensity like they are here, like I'm doing now. So I'll see you probably through the day, closer to the next session. And we have made it off of the water. Tonight's session was more of a technical focused session, and just being around the guys here, training with them, it's really apparent that a technical session doesn't have to be an easy session, and then a hard intensity pieces session doesn't have to be non-technical, if that makes sense. So tonight, still getting good paddling in, good strong paddling, but also getting good technical work in as well. So even when I'm trying to get the speeds and go down the course and use the fast conditions that were tonight with a good strong tailwind and flat water, still trying to row as best as I can and incorporate some things I've been learning especially in the choppy, rough conditions at Piediluco last week, just trying to really basically improve the confidence, improve the stability, improve the comfortability in the boat, and simple drills like early squaring, even just square blades and different things like that, just to kind of push you out your comfort zone a little bit more than just normal feathered, normal rowing. And so making it basically more difficult to row faster or row cleanly, so forcing yourself to row better to row faster and row cleanly, if that makes sense. And then when you do get into the normal paddling, it makes everything seem that little bit easier. But that's kind of the whole point in doing drills and technical work, is so it makes that normal, in inverted commas, rowing or sculling, whatever it is, feel that bit more comfortable, that bit easier. But that's it for today. On to the next day of training with the Sycophants brothers. Tomorrow is probably going to be similar to, what day have we got today? It's going to be similar to yesterday, so we're going to get the towel out. I'm excited for tomorrow because it will be the same session as we did a couple of days ago, where I spoke about it being an eye-opener and a shock to the system, and so I'm interested to see if tomorrow will be just as much of an eye-opener or shock to the system, or if it's already adapting over a couple of days. We'll see. Excited for it, and I'll see you there. Let's see how we go. Round 2 with the pieces, with the towel today. Let's see how we get on. And we have made it off the water, back into the Yambulance to relax, chill out, fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. The session itself supposed to be like it was the other day, with the towel and just generating maximum yam and pushing the legs as hard as possible. But no towel today. As you may have been able to tell, the boat was flowing much further between strokes than it was with the towel, but the same idea applied. Just really pushing the legs as much as possible, but also just trying not to lose the technical side as well. So, as I've mentioned in previous videos, trying to be relaxed and confident, but it can be really hard to be relaxed and confident when you're trying to apply maximum yam. You can really sort of grab, and so the plan today was really push, really go for it in the pieces in the lower rate send, but also try not to just throw everything out the window. So a little bit of a balance between the two, and paddling around with Ivan as well, giving me the opportunity. He is quicker than me and he is used to the training that he's doing here, so it's really forcing me to be as efficient as possible and find ways to go quickly as well as row better, if that makes sense. So I feel like I made another step in that direction today, which is really good. So now, as always, after the session, fueling up, recovering, relaxing, and then the next session, just like it was the other day after the towel work, we've got some weights to do. So let's get to that. Time to get some weights done.
It will be chocolate everywhere.
And we've made it out of the gym. We're with Valent, just finishing off, heading back to the park, to the Yambulance. An interesting session. I was just doing my normal weight session. How was your session today?
I realized I'm really old and really weak. So.
Maybe not really weak.
Could be better, but I'm okay.
And now it's time for cookies. But
yeah.
Tomorrow we've got a little bit of variation. We've got some pieces in the morning and then going on the bike. So I'll see if I can hang on to Valent's or Martin's wheel for a couple of hours tomorrow. So recovery, bit of food, because remember food is fuel, and then I'll see you tomorrow. And a fantastic day today to get the last rowing session of this video complete. Great water out there, a little bit cooler weather, a fantastic opportunity to apply maximum yam on you. What a session we've had this morning. Lovely water out there, not too hot, and a lovely little breeze that wasn't too strong to help us not be too hot, but also get us going that little bit faster and not disturbing the water. So a really good session out there. Multiple pieces, and it's really good, as always, to have somebody to go do some training with, getting side by side with Ivan, to really push ourselves throughout the pieces. And the way they're training here, it really forces you to, yes, go as fast as you can. Obviously that's an aim for most training, or at least most hard training sessions, but row and go as fast as you can while also trying to be as efficient as possible, because it seems to me like a lot of the training, yes, is hard, but the sessions are quite long, and the intensity, yes, goes up for pieces, but doesn't drop down too much when you're in between pieces, for example. So you have to be able to, even when you're still going quite hard in between pieces or even for the pieces themselves, there's enough intensity that if you go full gas, full yam, and do that inefficiently, then you're not going to make it for even one training session. So it's been really interesting just training this week to be able to figure that out for myself and see how I can go faster, or at least the same speed but with less effort, if that makes sense. So little bits here and there that are coming together, but feeling confident, feeling strong, and like I said, great to get out there, and what an opportunity we've had this week, Yam Squad. And now it's time for a little bit of relaxation, food, because remember food is fuel, and then we head out for the last session of this video, which will be a cycle around Zagreb, well, I'm not really sure where we're going, but we'll be around parts of Croatia that I've never been in, so it'll be really good to get out there, a little bit of variation, because remember, variation is one of the keys to motivation. And I'm here in, well, a part of Croatia that I've never been in, and so it will just be good to see even extra motivation. Rather than rowing to cycling, it'll be rowing to cycling and then to sites I've never seen. So really looking forward to getting out there on the bike, and just fingers crossed the Sinkovic brothers and the twins aren't just going to drop me on the bike. I'm just going to be hanging onto some back wheels and then maybe see how we get on. But now, relaxing, and I'll see you on the bike. Just getting ready to leave for the cycle with the guys. Just making sure the bike is okay. And then we are off to somewhere through round Zagreb. And we're made out of Zagreb. We've got the guys here cycling. Try and make us die going so fast. We need to work, not to do this shit. And we've made it back to the Yambulance after a lovely cycle outside of Zagreb, getting out exploring. Sun was out for most of it, but really windy. Glad I had some more guys to block some of the wind for me, but great opportunity to get out there and just experience something a little bit different, a little bit of variation, because remember, variation is one of the keys to motivation, and a lot of it this week. Yes, rowing, getting out in the water might be the same, but different people, different training types, approaches, different languages, meeting, just seeing different things, and it's been an amazing opportunity to come here, to stay in the Yambulance right next to the boat bays, right next to the water, and just have a great time training. And so now that will be the end of this episode. Thank you to the Sinkovic brothers for helping organise, just staying here and helping me out. Everyone's been super friendly, whether it's getting on the water, helping with blades, helping move a boat, you just staying right here, the coaches here just allowing me to stay right next to the water. An absolutely amazing opportunity. I know I've said it a million times. Everyone's been absolutely excellent, and I'm looking forward to the next opportunity, but you'll have to make sure you are subscribed so that you know and see what that next opportunity is. And as always, if you did like this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, let me know in the comments below why, so I can always try and improve. And I will see you in the next episode. Oh yeah!